Okay, today I'm going to show you how to get your ROMs from your host computer into your newly created VM, as well as some customizations that I've found helpful when using RetroPie. So first we want to enable shared folders in Workstation Player so our VM can mount a folder to our host computer. So to do this, we go to Player, and then we go down to Manage, Virtual Machine Settings. We go over to the Options tab, and about halfway down you'll see Shared Folders. We go there and we click the Always Enabled. Alright, and then we come down and click Add to add our location. So in host path, we just want to go and find the spot on our host machine for our ROMs. Give it a name. I'm going to name mine Share. And make sure it is enabled. We'll click Finish. Now let's check out the file structure a little bit. We go into our File Explorer. We come down to Other Locations at the bottom. Go to Computer. Go to the Mount folder. Go into HGFS. And you'll see that we have our mounted share from our host computer. And there you go. This is our host computer, and we have it shared now with our virtual computer. So I have a Donkey Kong Country ROM that we're gonna copy to the designated spot that RetroPie sets up for us by default. And all we need to do is copy and paste it using the GUI here. So let's copy it, and I'll show you where to put it. Go to Home, RetroPie, into ROMs, and here's all the emulators that RetroPie has set up for us. Go to SNES and just paste it right in there. Now that is one way to do it, but let's say that you want to use the terminal to accomplish this, and we may want to do this in the future to copy a large amount of ROMs at once, or maybe we just find it easier than navigating the GUI. So we'll come in here and we'll do an ls, see where we're at. Let's do a cd ... to kind of get back to root directory. We'll do a ls, and now we can see everything that's in here by default. Cd to change directory. Let's do cd space mnt/hgfs/share. We'll do an ls to list everything. So now we can see everything in the folder. And from here, we will want to cp for copy space, for instance, mine is Donkey Kong Country in a single quote, parentheses, and then space, and then the directory that we want to copy it to. So that would be /home/RetroPie, that's the name of the computer, /the RetroPie folder, /ROMs/SNES. So that has copied. Now just to check and make sure it's there, we'll do a cd space home/RetroPie/RetroPie/ROMs/SNES. And of course, we actually need a /home in the beginning there. So we'll type that out. Then we'll do a ls. And now we can see that that is copied over, and we can check in the GUI and make sure that that file is there as well. So now let's launch RetroPie and make sure that our ROM has loaded. And you can see once there is a ROM in that emulator folder, that emulator now populates on the splash screen. So if we go into it, you can see we are in the SNES emulator. We have Donkey Kong in there, and it's going to use the default you can choose to install different emulators. One of the reasons might be that default emulator doesn't actually play your ROM at all, or it has trouble with it, or the version of the ROM doesn't match the default emulator. Either way, there's multiple emulators that you can choose from for each system. I would say 90% of games will play using the default emulator. So it's not something you would have to worry about, at least in the beginning. And stay tuned for part 3.